Hi guys, welcome from Moscow, Domodedovo Airport in Russia. I just arrived on my Singapore Airlines A350 on the way from Stockholm coming here, and there's a short transit of just 1 hour where I need to clear security and then I can just get back into the plane. Maybe you've watched the first film. If not, how could you miss it? You will find the link in the video description down here. And now get ready for the main flight. Today I'm basically doing 4 flights all the way from Hamburg via Stockholm and Moscow to Singapore and onwards to Kuala Lumpur. There will be 4 films, 1 for every flight, and you're warmly welcome to join me on each and every one of them. Now comes number 3. Let's find the flight first of all. Thank you for being with me. So we've made it all the way through the security checkpoint and the boarding pass control, and I have to say it is a really nice area in Domodedovo Airport. I mean, for those of you who like knocking each other out and being trapped in the crowd, it's a transit area that is sufficiently large in size for an aircraft with 20 passengers, but not for an Airbus A350. Now I'm going to gate 10 and the airplane is already waiting for boarding. So while the first leg was pretty empty, only 3 business class passengers, now this time it should be pretty full. I got a different seat, still with a good engine view on the other side this time. Let's go there and find out.
Business.
So here we are back in the aircraft, more crowded this time, but still a very spacious cabin, huge seats, lots of privacy. Only 1-to-1 seat configuration, really rare on business classes, so let's enjoy. And for the long night flight, already some amenities waiting at the seat. So we got some slippers, that's lovely, and socks and eye shades. Yep, that's good. Already the beginning of a good night's sleep. These seats got so much space, it's really lovely, enjoyable. And now really, as we're looking at probably a 9 to 10 hours night flight, my 3rd flight of the day. It's certainly a good thing to have some privacy and a good bed for sleeping, and this machine here is for sure converting into a lovely bed.
Make sure that your seat belt is securely fastened during taxi, takeoff, and landing. To fasten, bring the 2 ends of the seat belt together until you hear a click. Tighten it by pulling on the strap. To unfasten, lift the metal flap. We recommend keeping your seat belt fastened throughout the flight. Whenever the seat belt sign is turned on, infants should be lifted from the bassinet and secured with an infant seat belt.
All cabin crew, please be seated now. Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure your seatbelt is securely fastened and your window shades are drawn up. Thank you. defense.
So now we are at 3,200 feet, banking to the left out of the center line of the runway. Speed is 172 knots so far, and slowly we will make our way into direction east-southeast, all the way bound for Singapore. Now, those of you who have already flown on an A350 know that it is extremely silent, despite sitting next to the engine, which are amongst the most powerful available today for civil aircraft. It's very silent and quite enjoyable. At the same time, another special thing about the A350 is that the air pressure is particularly high compared to other aircraft. I think the level to which it is 5,000 feet. It's equal to 5,000 feet, and that's better than any other civil aircraft around, and that makes you arrive in a more refreshed and better shape, and that is good. But right now we are only passing 5,000 feet on our way to the initial flight level, which probably will be, I guess, 41,000 feet, but we'll see. Singapore Airlines certainly is famous for its in-flight catering and service. So right after takeoff now is a good point in time to have a closer look at the in-flight menu of today's flight. It already looks good, and since I'm an old man, let me put on my glasses and have a closer look to the menu. So what do we have here? After takeoff, marinated prawns with Parma ham. That's great. And then for the main course after takeoff, we have 4 options. First of them, chicken breast with herb crust. Then we have sauteed seafood. We have Thai-style beef curry and stir-fried pork and ginger spring onion. Absolutely nice. Then we got a couple of lovely desserts: chocolate ice cream, Russian Napoleon cake. We got cheese. We got fruits, stuff from the bakery, pralines, coffee, and tea. So this is certainly gonna be a nice, well, whatever it's supposed to be. Late lunch, early dinner. Yep, for me, certainly having started 3 a.m. this morning into the day, certainly it is a dinner.
May I address the table for you?
Thank you very much.
Can you help me to push and release it?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Just one?
Yeah, just one and just a bread roll. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So guys, this looks like a decent meal. Let me check it in more detail. Yes, very nice. So, sun is almost going down. Time for a little sip of red wine. Cheers. So we got a nice appetizer salad here, shrimps, ham, nice vegetables. Also we got the famous garlic bread, some drinks, all we need. So we are already in the air for more than 1 hour now, and the starter has been served and enjoyed. And just as we wait for the main course, maybe it's about time to contemplate a little bit about the flight progress and about the aircraft as such. So we already passed Russia, and we are over northern Kazakhstan right now. Initial flight level, I've been too optimistic with that, of course, because now for this leg the aircraft is heavy. Initial flight level is 37,000 feet instead of 41,000 on the short hop from Stockholm to Moscow. Still more than 8 hours to go, luckily, because I need to sleep in that time as well. Let's think about the A350 as an airframe. It's not an old type, it's a very new type of aircraft, and maybe some of you don't know that originally the Airbus A350 was a totally different concept than the airplane in which I'm sitting in today. Originally Airbus was planning a rather simple response to the new Boeing 787 Dreamliner that Boeing was planning back in the time. So what Airbus was planning to do was more or less a rather simple redesign of the Airbus A330, having the same shape and dimensions, however featuring new aerodynamics, new wings, especially new engines and also new materials. So an almost new aircraft, however looking exactly like the A330, or if you will, looking really exactly like the A330 Neo that we're having today. Now, when Airbus presented that design back in the days to their main customers, especially ILFC and GCAS, they really bashed it, and they said they don't want that concept. It's too simple, it will not be able to compete with the 787, and they want something really new, an entirely new airplane. And actually it was Singapore Airlines also back in that time claiming that they didn't want that initial design, but a really new shaped, totally new aircraft. Airbus took the wishes serious of their main customers, and they went back and they really reshaped it. What you can see here today is an airframe that is more a competitor of the 777, I would say, especially the 1000 series, than a competitor to the 787. The direct competitor of the 787 would merely be the A330 Neo, which is also in the air today. So with this new concept, Airbus immediately got sufficient orders, also at the very first stage from Singapore Airlines, which was objecting the first design, and then immediately buying the new design once it was confirmed by Airbus. So here we got the main course now, lovely pork, steamed rice, vegetables. I don't need anything else. So doing this review is a very, very hard job, as you can imagine. And the next on my tough list of jobs that I have to do in order to satisfy you is to try the Napoleon cake here. Let's give it a try. Very good Napoleon cake, I can confirm. Now it's time for the last course, which is cheese and fruits. Really nice. And what they offer here in Singapore Airlines in business class in terms of cheese is something that you would get in first class with other operators, like really, really good blue cheese, for example. Also the fruits, really nice. Lychee style something. They told me how it's called. I forgot it. Little brother of lychee. So with that, I'm gonna finish off the meal. Very last exercise of the evening, in-flight entertainment. Not for me, because my in-flight entertainment is gonna be a nice and deep sleep, but you know, still worthwhile to have a general look at what I'm missing, at least. So right now you have all the typical categories. First of all, you have Spotlight, which tells you the recommendations of the operator. Then you have My Flight, which basically features anything related to the flight. Then you got a huge selection of movies, sorted by all the different categories in there. If you look at it, you have Hollywood and more, awards showcase, European, Chinese, Japanese, world cinema, South Asian, and for the young ones, Infinite Marvels, all geared up, old as gold, your favorites, and Singapore, as well as art house, documentary, stage performances, and coming soon. So really a huge selection of films. The next category is TV. Again, in this category you find a lot of subsections. The first one would be complete seasons, then back-to-back episodes, award showcase, HBO, classic TV, comedy, drama, young ones, Asian, documentary, and you even have a food channel, lifestyle, luxury, sports, business, Singapore, European, Singapore Airlines, and A to Z. Now let's have a special look at Singapore Airlines. That sounds interesting. And here we have a feature about the Singapore Airlines experience. Very last feature that I find worth mentioning is the connecting option on the TV screen here. So it actually allows you, once you have downloaded the Singapore Airlines app, to connect your mobile device like your iPhone or smartphone, whatever, with the screen of your in-flight entertainment here. Sounds very promising, because what I was hoping for was that I could actually watch my personal content on the screen here. Maybe I'm too stupid, but I did not manage to do that. I could only use my smartphone as a remote control for the in-flight entertainment, which is still a funny option, but I already have a remote controller here, so it's not too fancy for me. I'll keep an eye on it. You've just seen that the light has been turned down for the night. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Be prepared for a very short night for you, and wake up with me together for the breakfast here. Have a good night. They have just switched on the cabin light, and I guess we should consider it a morning as a consequence. I'm not too sure if I would do that. The time to Singapore is a bit more than 2 hours from now, and that means that where we departed back home in Sweden actually, or Germany where I started in the morning, it's only 10 p.m. so it's more evening time rather than morning hour, which they try to suggest here, but I guess there's no choice. We will arrive in Singapore at 6 a.m. in the morning. Let's face the facts. I had a wonderful sleep, 1 hour, so it will be a very relaxed day with my first business meetings coming up in Kuala Lumpur already after flight number 4 straight away. Never mind. So let's see. It can't take very long. I already got a fresh glass of orange juice here, and was asked to order my breakfast. That did sound very promising, and it cannot take very much longer from here until we will have a look at it. So let's see. And here it is. Breakfast has been served. The first round is on my table. We're starting the day with a nice plate of fresh fruits, which you can see here. Nicely arranged, good stuff. Along with the fresh orange juice, it's a good shot of vitamin. And thereafter more will be coming. Again, not that I'm too hungry, but I can't resist either. So the next round has been served. We got a good load of tasty pastry here, along with a stylish cappuccino, just the way I like it. Frankly saying, the cappuccino for me is the centerpiece of the breakfast, and I'm really looking forward to enjoy that. And now here we have the main course, at least the main course of the breakfast. Let's take a quick look what we have down here. So it's a really good load of egg and sausage and bread and yogurt and everything that you might want. Right now we are in the vicinity of Bangkok, overflying Thailand, pretty much from north to south, a little bit eastbound, and it's just a bit more than 1 hour and 40 minutes to go to Singapore Changi Airport. One of the most popular airports in the world, always has the highest ratings from Skytrax, and it really is a very convenient terminal, nice to travel, just a pleasant environment. You got lots of green in the area, you got carpet everywhere, which just gives it a nice style, and it's a perfect location for doing some shoppings or just for relaxing in between the flights. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do once I arrive there, I think I have some 3 hours to go or something until my next flight, and I will enjoy Changi Airport. Talking about enjoying, now I'm enjoying this breakfast. So guys, the journey is coming to an end. We are right next to Kuala Lumpur right now. It's really bumpy. It's still dark outside. It's going to be a nighttime, early morning landing in Singapore. Approach is going to start any moment now. It's like 30 minutes to go. Thank you very much for joining me on this ride. It was nice to having you with me. It's actually making my trip less boring to have someone to share the experiences with. And well, I'm looking forward to the next flight today, which is actually tomorrow, but it feels like the same day when I started back home in Germany. Maybe you want to join me on that flight as well. That would be the next film. Thank you very much for being with me, and enjoy the nighttime landing now.